Hello, my darlings. Hope you're all doing well. Bliss Lily here. And welcome to this wax reading where we're going to be taking a look at the love story between you and your future spouse. Get comfy. Let's do a little bit of an energy check-in so you guys can make sure that this is the right reading for you. If the energy check-in resonates with you up to about 50%, feel free to watch this reading. If you feel like it's not resonating with what you're going through right now, that's all right, my darling. So we'll have more videos coming out soon. All right, show me. Okay, there's some sort of idea. There is a shift in your energy where they're telling me that you're excited about something. It could be some sort of event, it could be some sort of project, some sort of trip. You're definitely looking forwards to something, and it's making you maybe go into some sort of extra preparation, extra research. There's this energy where you are excited, there's some sort of light. Now, I'm also seeing somebody with a strong sexual energy. You guys are very attractive. You might be thinking maybe about sensual pleasures more often than usually. Yeah, you're finding beauty, you're finding sensuality, you're finding sexuality within yourself and within other people. This is quite interesting. Okay. And we have the King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. That's coming in. Now, for some of you, this is very interesting, but you might be having some sort of dreams that might have an erotic context to them. Maybe you're dreaming about somebody in particular, or you're just dreaming about this energy of the experience that you would like to have. Okay. And it feels like you might have a married friend, or you have a friend who is married to somebody, and you're looking at them in admiration. There's some sort of couple, they're telling me, some sort of union that you're admiring and you're aspiring to have a similar one. So this could be in real life, this could be in movies, but there's some sort of new relationship dynamic that you didn't find attractive before that you're finding attractive now. Maybe it's not toxic, it's not codependent, maybe it's something more that has to do with support rather than looks or whatever. But there's been some sort of shift. And it feels like somebody might be crushing on you, but this person is either a friend or a married friend. So you're like, look, I appreciate it, but just can't happen. And you might have noticed, especially if you're a woman watching this, that the people of the opposite gender are paying more attention to you. Maybe there have been more compliments, more flirtiness. Okay. Quite possibly there's this energy of you guys going to the gym, rebuilding your strength, doing some sort of stretching. There is this card of disappointment. There is this card of still being in the process of letting something go, of forgiveness. But I do see this as final stages. I really do see this as final stages. There's also some sort of disappointment maybe in friends. Like you see them from a different perspective right now. You're rethinking about some sort of relationship, some sort of friendship. And you're hoping for some sort of chance. You might be saving up for something. You're asking the universe for a chance, for an opportunity. It might have something to do with the money or being able to, like I said, leave somewhere. Maybe go on some sort of trip. You're saving up over here for sure. And there's loads of thoughts about where to go next. What's the next step going to be? And it feels like quite recently you're either getting pissed off with somebody who's younger than you are, or there's some sort of conflict with somebody who's younger than you are. It could be a junior position at work. It could be your children, nieces, nephews, but there's some sort of conflict over here where, it kind of It's in the process. It needs to be solved. Now, another thing that's coming through for some of you, you're being very harsh towards your younger self. If you're not having any conflict with anybody younger, you're having a conflict with your younger self. And they're asking you to pay attention to that because that younger self needs to be understood, loved, accepted, and forgiven as well. Okay, if that sounds like you, my darlings, keep on watching. Because now we're going to have a little chat with the universe through the candle to take a look at the love story of you and your future spouse. Now, my darlings, as usual, I'm going to ask you to try and not to think about anything or anybody. Yeah? And let this story begin. Look at how calm. You meeting your future spouse on a calm day when the weather is nice, there's barely any wind. Barely any wind. The skies are clear. Everything is very calm. You yourselves are feeling calm. There's some sort of background noise that's coming in. And this person is approaching you. The head, at first, it was little. So you see each other at a distance. And then you approach one another. Like the person, they're showing me getting bigger and bigger and bigger as they're coming towards you. Now, for my lovely ladies, interested in gentlemen, your future spouse is going to be quite larger than you are, maybe taller than you are. You know, I don't see any drama. This is very interesting. This is that sort of mature love. Your person might be a little bit older than you are, by the way. This is that energy of mature love. And you could meet in a place that has a lot of dark green. So this could be in a forest somewhere while camping, while celebrating something, some sort of event that's being held in a place that is surrounded by trees. And for the majority of you, this is a new person. I don't see somebody that you know. This is a new person. But you might be very surprised because this person might look like you have imagined them. I'm not going to go too much into the looks because this is a general reading, but they're telling me this person is going to be your type. And it's as if they keep on saying like this person is approaching. So you first see them at a distance. And this could also be an indication of a long distance relationship. So for some of you, it feels like this is going to be a person from a different city, from a different country. Might have dark green eyes as well. This is amazing. Like this is such a rare color, like green eyes. But you know that mixture between kind of green and amber and brown. It's interesting combination. I'm not getting any drama whatsoever, guys. Honestly, this is, I think, one of the calmest readings that I've done with wax because it's just so consecutive. Oh, look at the passion. Oh, the universe is like, no, don't tell them it's going to be boring. Tell them it's going to be passionate. Tell them that it's going to be interesting. Tell them that it's just not going to trigger you. So whatever is triggering you at the moment or triggered you in the past relationships, whether the person I don't know, is unfaithful, or the person is indecisive, or the person is still talking to their ex and still has like contacts with people you don't want them to have contacts with. This is so different. And I keep hearing that song. It's well, it's quite dated now, but it's I was made for loving you, baby. You were made for loving me. And I can get enough of you, baby. Can you get enough of me? So there is a little bit of a distance between the two of you, but they're showing me as if your partner is going to be willing to carry, I want to say, the emotional load when it comes to how you're going to get together, how you're going to be together. So your partner is, I want to say, quite proactive, especially if we're talking about the male partner. And they're going to be the ones who are going to kind of organize the whole thing. Because you might get quite anxious when it comes to moving, when it comes to relocating. When it just comes to the long distance thing, you might even say, you know what, this isn't for me. That's why the candle almost went out, because once you kind of hear that this person is living at a distance, you'd be like, oh, no, 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 I've been through this, or like I've heard about it, I'm not interested. But I want to say that the person is going to organize it. And honestly, I'm seeing, I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a dolphin and a diver. So for some of you, my dears, if you're into diving, if you're into snorkeling, you might meet your person there. And it's again, there's some sort of beautiful water. Because you know, sometimes the water can be this gorgeous color. And I'm seeing somebody, you know, for some of you guys, your future spouse is going to be a marine biologist. For some of you, this is going to be somebody who absolutely adores diving. But literally, look, there's the head, there's the gear, there are the legs. Well, now it's not as clear, but there's a dolphin, maybe even a shark for some of you. How exciting. But also this person, and they're telling me when it comes to your future spouse, knows how to handle crises and knows how to handle maybe your inner dragon. Look at this. Knows how to handle when you're upset, knows how to handle difficult emotions. Because for some of you with that Ace of Wands, you know that you can have a temper sometimes, yeah? You're not a wallflower. You know that you can have a temper. Sometimes you can have a fit. Sometimes you can have whatever. This person is going to be able to deal with it quite nicely. Also, like two people in a boat, they're showing me being in the same boat. So maybe something about the sea again, the boats, going out on a boat. But being able to handle difficult situations. And you know what? It's going to be the sort of person that is never really, how do I put it? They're very rarely single, because this person is going to be like a gem, an emerald. It's a rare thing. Usually people like this, they're deeply married, they have children already, and I want to say that both of you, you're just going to get lucky. Like this is going to be fate, this is going to be luck. Because I will tell you, once you get together, once you start dating, once you get married, a lot of people are going to be envious of your relationship and be like, oh my God, like this relationship, this partner of yours is amazing. For some of you, I'm getting Florida. For some of you, I'm getting a connection to India, Sri Lanka. There's something about Portugal that's coming up over here. Because there's quite a few people, but there's a strong connection to animals, my darlings. Because they're showing me an alligator, they're showing me the elephant. I don't know if you can see, but there's like a trunk looking up. So I want to say again, a lot of leadership qualities in your partner. But things are going to progress at a pace that would be comfortable for you. For both of you, yeah? And like I said at the beginning of the reading, that it might even be a little bit of a long distance relationship at first. But you see, your partner is not going to dilly-dally. They're not going to mess about. So it's not going to be a long distance relationship for like a year or whatever. No. They will understand that, in order to build a healthy, great relationship, physical presence is incredibly important. And they will also see some sort of resentment from you about, long distance, blah, blah, blah. Because for you, it seems like it makes you feel anxious. And also, the universe does not want you to create scenarios in your head, especially if you're an overthinker. Yeah? Why isn't he picking up? Why isn't he answering? Is there someone else? Who is that woman on the background? You know how it goes. And then you're laying there up until 3 a.m. thinking, is this person for real? Is this person cheating? Blah, blah, blah. So it feels like your future spouse also has had experience with long-term relationships, and he or she won't want it either. For some of you, I'm getting Italy. It's interesting. And there's something about the shoes. What is it with the shoes? Something with the shoes that comes through as a hint. Okay, I don't know, guys. This is going to be very specific for somebody. I'm just letting you know that there's something about the shoes. And another thing that's coming in, okay, with the shoes, I got this message, as in like walking a mile in your shoes. It feels like the relationship dynamic between the two of you, my darlings, is going to be where at one point or another, this is quite interesting, that you're going to try, like in some movies, like people exchange places magically. There's going to be that sort of understanding between the two of you where the other person is going to be willing to try to kind of be in your shoes, to understand you better. And those men, I absolutely love them, that are willing to see what it feels like to experience like period cramps, that are willing to see what it feels like to walk in uncomfortable shoes. Those like very intimate but important things that help him understand you. And I know it only sounds like I'm talking to women, but I'm not. But you know what I mean, guys. Because if I'm going to over-explain everything, we will need at least 5 candles. And vice versa. So there's going to be this period where it's quite interesting. In your love story, you're going to experience each other's experiences in order to understand, in order to make something better, in order to help each other, in order to create that deeper connection, intimacy, understanding. And I'm saying that your future spouse is going to ask you to go easy on yourself. By the way, we have the dragon over here and the snake. So some of you might be born in the year of the dragon and the year of the snake. The snake might be an important thing for some of you. Your future spouse is going to have a tattoo of the snake or a tattoo of a dragon. And as a matter of fact, I'm seeing that the relatives and friends on both sides are accepting this union. They're happy for this union. I keep on repeating, guys, I don't see any drama. I don't see anybody being jealous, like jealous to the point that it's going to hurt you. Yes, there are people who are going to be envious, people who are going to be aspiring to be the couple that you are. But nobody is going to hurt your relationship. So this broke. And again, I'm getting some sort of lizard, some sort of crocodile. And we have the fish over here, the Pisces. Tell me more. If you do want children, I'm seeing at least 2 children over here with very cute eyes. There's one girl with a little bow. Oh, I absolutely love it. And the whole family has beautiful eyes. You guys have beautiful eyes. But I'm seeing that you might end up changing the location quite a few times, either for work. I don't know, that might annoy you at one point or another, but there might be something along the lines of the location change. And a strong environmental thing. So I don't know if you can see, they're showing me an eagle over here, they're showing me a bear, they're showing me a fox over here with a very big tail. Maybe going to places that, I don't know, I'm getting the energy of shamanism, I'm getting the energy of Native Americans. There's something about the Amazon as well over here. So this energy of exploration and the energy of being connected to animals. Now then, the stability is always going to be there. Even the color of the candle, which again, I thought it was black, but it's actually dark green, talks about financial stability. So don't worry about finances. Don't worry about that stability. You will always have it. Always. Throughout your relationship, I don't see this energy of struggling. I don't see this energy of, needing to save up even for something, maybe something big, but financially, you're very stable. And I'm hearing that song, I Can Show You the World, from Aladdin. Don't worry, you're not going to be flying on a magic carpet. You'll be flying with something much more comfortable. There's a rabbit over here. Don't know if you can see it. This talks about, again, sensual pleasures, sexual pleasures, having a lot of fun, and facing quite a few fears together. This is also being shown over here. Now, your future spouse is quite protective. But again, protective of nature, protective of animals, protective of you, protective of the family. Most likely there's some sort of animal, or even 2 animals or 3 animals that you guys are going to have. Cats, dogs, hamsters. For some of you it might be a mini pig. But there's something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. But when it comes to your relationships, my darlings, honestly, it's solid. Solid, and it's calm, and it's cute, and it's just as if you were breathing out and you're like, oh, finally, somebody I can trust. Finally, somebody I can relax with. Because what they're showing me images that might be, like I said, maybe a little bit boring to some, but they're filled with calmness and peace. And here you are watching some sort of movie. Here you are discussing some sort of book. You're discussing some sort of series. You're doing grocery shopping, but you're doing it with love. You're enjoying the whole process. You're joking around. You're choosing, over the internet what it is that you want to cook or what it is that you need to order. You're planning some sort of celebrations. You're choosing presents for your friends. And you're doing it all kind of hand in hand. And there's just this energy of peace. There's no drama. It's just this pure love. And then again, if this image where they're showing me you're going hiking or you're going for a walk in the forest, or you're going for a walk down the beach, and you're like, this is what I wanted, this is what I needed. Not the drama, not the karmic, not the runner chaser. That energy of peace, love, and acceptance. There are little surprises that come through, surprise visits. But I see, you know what, it's mostly going to be, like, I'm not seeing a lot of like going out with other people. Like, there are a couple of couples, you know, but I don't see this energy of like going to big events together and dealing with 1,000,001 person. No, this is amazing. Amazing. I'm literally seeing that you're being carried by your partner. Like, he just lifts you up and carries you in his arms. Number 2 is coming through very strongly. I don't know if you can see it, but there's literally number 2. So for some of you, this could be a meeting within the next 2 months, maximum of 2 years, but this is the absolute maximum. And when we're talking about 2 years, I'm talking to my lovely ladies and gentlemen that are very, very young, you know. If you are like in your early 20s, it might take another 2 years to meet this person. Because again, through experience with different people, you understand what you want, what you don't want, you understand who you are. You know, sometimes the only way to learn is on our mistakes, through our mistakes. And, you know, it's better to, to make those mistakes young and not waste a lot of time on people that, that you're not meant to be with in the long term. Steady as a rock. Again, I'm getting this energy of rocks. I'm getting this energy of boulders. For some of you, I'm hearing the place Utah. Utah, for whatever reason. Okay. And there's this energy of connection, doing sports together, going to some sort of scenic place. It has some sort of bridge. It might even be a suspended bridge. Interesting. And it's going to hold some sort of meaning, like a sacred meaning even to you. And they're giving me the energy of butterfly, letter A, D, L, P, F, and number 4 is also coming through. So for some of you, you're going to meet this person within the next 4 weeks or 4 months. And this person might be doing, this is interesting. I know we talked about scuba diving, but there's also the jet ski. And I don't know what this weird thing is. It's also something motorized. It's also something on water. But it's like, it's a very cool thing. I don't know what it is, guys. I'm not going to even pretend to know. But there's something that he's holding, or she's holding in her arms. But I do get a lot of this energy of connection to freshness, you know, to fresh air, to greenery, to the sea, to the ocean, to the breeze. And it was very interesting because, like I was saying, you know, you're meeting on a day when there's no wind. So your person might even be somebody who likes to windsurf. And they'll be like, oh, but there's no wind today. So they might just go for a stroll. But I'm just seeing this calmness. And they're telling me to let you know that this person comes into your life for peace. And there's a big favor that you can do for yourself and for this relationship is to be honest with yourself and see if you need to work through codependent relationships. Because if your nervous system is used to constantly being bombarded or dealing with narcissists or dealing with codependent relationships. This person is going to feel boring to you. You will be like, look, I like you, I love you, but as a brother. And the universe is saying, look, this is the sort of relationship. This is, for some of you, as a matter of fact, part of your calling, part of your purpose, to learn what healthy love is, healthy relationships, where your nervous system is not triggered. They're saying, do whatever it is that you need to do to heal it. Whether it's therapy, meditation, forgiveness, letters, I don't know, jumping on one leg 3 times. They're saying, do whatever it is that you need to do. Because this relationship has the potential to be so beautiful, to be so calm, to be so serene, to be so loving. And you won't think that it's boring. Because trust me, you too, with your future spouse, you will find a way to have fun. You too, you will find a way to make each other laugh, to goof around, to do what makes you happy. But one thing this person is not going to do is going to tolerate that energy of drama. Doesn't want it. So if you have something that's unresolved with exes, if you have something that's where you need, let's be honest, you can sometimes find where somebody's getting a little bit aggressive or whatever, if you still find that sexy, they're saying, look into this, because this person is not going to get aggressive unless they absolutely have to, unless they're defending you. Usually they're calm. And they're very good when it comes to talking. They'd rather talk things out than to go into this energy, of I'm not talking to you, try to figure out what you did wrong. No, this person, they're like, if you've got a problem, let's sit down, let's talk, let's figure things out, blah, blah, blah. But I do see, that you're learning some sort of language over here. Because there is going to be this energy of moving. Because now I'm seeing, for some of you, Turkey, interesting. A turkey, as in the bird, but this could be talking about the country. I don't know if there's a turkey as a national, what you call them, national bird of some sort of place. I don't know, guys. If you know, let me know. But I'm seeing that you, my darlings, will have to adapt to certain new places. And for some of you, it might be a little bit more difficult because, you might leave your friends behind, or you might find it difficult to assimilate in a new place. But there are going to be some sacrifices that the both of you will have to make in order for the money to keep coming in order for, for the relationship to work. Because when you're apart, you're not going to be comfortable being apart from one another for too long. It's going to be too much. A couple of weeks, okay, but when we're talking about months, no, it's too stressful. You will miss each other too much. And by the way, I hear a lot of sweet talks, like a lot of sweetness that's coming in. And you will have very interesting pet names for one another. I don't think it's going to be babe or baby, it's going to be something else. Something that makes sense only to the two of you. When we're talking about marriage, when we're talking about the wedding, they're showing me something beautiful that will feel like a blessing. So on your wedding day, there might be this beautiful rainbow, or there might be some sort of sign, or, you might be standing on the altar, for example, and the butterfly comes in out of nowhere, or some sort of bird, but you will get like a confirmation that the union is blessed. At one point or another, I don't know, they're showing me something funny, that you might try very different hats You might try different hairstyles, and so is your future spouse. And I'm just seeing you guys laughing at it like crazy, like until your stomach hurts, you know? But everything else just seems to be quite smooth and effortless. But anyways, the wedding, back to the wedding. They keep showing me the hat. My darlings, for some of you, literally maybe somebody from Scotland, because they're showing me the traditional skirt for men. But anyways, back to the wedding day. Absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. For some of you, what they're showing me, it's like it's on a beach next to some sort of cave, and it's like it's decorated very beautifully, like with candles and things like this. It's something out of this world. And at times with this particular person, because it's going to be such a big change from other relationships, or for how you envisioned your life to be, you sometimes will be like, is this really the reality? Is this really going on? Is this really happening? But I keep seeing you next to some sort of body of water, my darlings, or a forest. But for the majority of you, it's the water, it's the sea, it's the ocean, it's that sea air that you're breathing in. For some of you, yes, there's this energy of the forest, but again, there are some places where you have the forest and the sea, so you might strike a combo. There's a channeled message from your future spouse saying, don't let anybody ever tell you that there's something wrong with you. And you are the right one for the right one. You are the right one for the right one. And I'm going to be the right one for you. So don't ever for a second question your beauty, your skills, your decisions. Every so-called mistake that you made is going to lead you to me. And the same with me. We're going to make it work. Somebody, oh my God, then like for somebody, for whatever reason, this person called you Bubbles. Okay. Who's had a nickname Bubbles, guys? And there's something a little bit about the mushroom. What is it about the mushroom? I don't know. Maybe you guys are going to go collect mushrooms, but there's something about the mushroom. I'm guessing it's going to mean something, or maybe it's like also a pet name, my little mushroom. Yeah. Make room for the mushroom. And with that being said, I'm going to finish today's reading, my darlings. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated with you, my lovelies. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hype this video up. Help the channel grow. I would appreciate it. If you're up for a personal reading, all you have to do, my dears, is send me the email, and emails in the description box below. And also have Patreon with over 200 exclusive videos, additional discounts, and much, much more. So make sure to check it out. All right, my darlings, take care now. Bye.